Welcome to the Empowered Hour with Empowered Living Inc. It is your girl Athena, and
We're done.
boy, you can tell we ain't done like a live, and
We act like we don't know what's going on.
girl, listen, we got to get back into this because I feel like we have a good time and we just been, you know, life, lifing. We've been adulting, aka adulting is a trip. Still, you can still purchase your copy on Amazon, Empower Living Inc. website, Baggage Book. I'm sorry, Baggage Mobile Market,
Yes.
uh,
Amazon, Walmart, Barnes and Noble, and
Ujama.
C Java. Any place, pretty much any place that booking.com you can buy books from.
Yes, so
So,
please pick up these books so we can order some more, so we can blow up like Oprah and them. But anyway, since we have not done this in a while, back to our roots. How you doing, girl?
I'm, I am over the sinus infection. Other than that, I'm good.
I'm
I'm
over
good.
it for you. Because every time I talk to you, you sound like you like all nose and no lips. I'm like, what's going on? It's like, Renata, are you there? Are you there? But anyway, well, I'm glad you're feeling better at least, right?
I am. I'm just same old, same old. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. My Mother's Day was cool, relaxing. Ate out way too much this weekend, but shout out to my daughter for treating her mama. Whoop, whoop.
Oh,
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, so that's about the gist of me and my other stuff. I can mention later on. But yeah,
gotcha.
so but before we get deeper to the show, because I always forget, Lady J, tell the listeners how they can listen in to all 50,000 ways.
If this is your first time tuning into the show or to JQLM Radio and you would like to share with your family, friends, and followers on all the different ways that they can tune in, be sure to tell them to download the JQLM Radio app on their Apple or Android devices. You can also listen live to JQLM Radio 24/7, 365 via Amazon Alexa, TuneIn app, the Stream and Simple Radio app, and a host of other platforms of which you can find located on our website where you can also listen live at egoentertainmentnet.com. Also, don't forget to follow, like, and share us. We do follow back. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at JQLM Radio. You can also connect with Ego Entertainment Network at EgoEntNet. That's EGOENTNET on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also connect with us on LinkedIn at Ego Entertainment Network. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our YouTube channel, Ego TV Network, at youtube.com/Ego TV Network.
Did you add some more stuff, Lady J? Because I swear I don't remember all that, but I think you did. I don't know. But if you did, hey, congratulations. Kudos to us all who are on the platform because there's so many ways to listen,
Yes.
watch, do,
Yes.
be.
Yes.
So all this black excellence in Indianapolis. Shout out to Lady J. Even though she don't like it, but still shout out to Lady J. Oh,
Yay.
another one nominated for an award. She gonna run. Oh, Ego Entertainment was nominated for an award. Okay, she gonna run off without telling the details to that. But we'll get to that before the end of the show because she ain't get ready escape without telling the details on that. But anywho, so today we have
A
live.
special guest, live
Yes.
and in person.
Special is a good word to describe this young man. Uh, he is a comedian. He's also
He's
in
a
the
man of many
ministry.
hats.
He's a security officer as well, but we'll let him toot his own horn.
Yes.
So, bringing to the microphone, we're going to let Mr. Damon Montgomery introduce himself while he knocks over my phone.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you for professionally downplaying my whole resume.
We did.
She gave me the lowest title known to a security person, a security guard.
Oh, really? What is the proper name?
Bodyguard work. I do one-on-one with a lot of musicians and celebrities. I kind of don't want people to think that the same person that does their work also stops people at Walmart doorway. So, no, it's kind of a step up. I do clean comedy. I don't cuss on stage or nothing, nor talk raunchy. That's how I get away with it. And not getting yelled at in ministry. So, I enjoy it. I've been doing it for about 15 years. So,
what made you decide to get into comedy?
Oh, I've been laughing since I was a child. Mama said at one point, either you're going to get paid for it or you're going to end up in jail.
Oh, those were your options. Okay.
That's a very process. And for my disclaimer, I'm not trying to downplay his resume. I don't know his entire resume. So that's why we always throw it to the guests so they can say their own resume, because who wants to forget something on someone else's resume?
And
so
he does have an extensive resume.
yeah, so since I am not doing it justice, go ahead and tell us everything that you do.
Well, I tell stand-up comedy professionally. I travel across the country doing stand-up comedy. I also am a ring announcer for professional wrestling, Primitive Pro Wrestling. I am a ring announcer, the official ring announcer for that. I love it.
What is Primitive Pro Wrestling for those that don't know?
Wrestling so old school, it's primitive.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
It is. It's on Facebook. It's awesome. If you like wrestling, you like independent wrestling, it's awesome. Something to do on the weekends. I love it.
So it's not like what we see on W. I don't remember the second letter.
WWE.
Down play $1 billion company.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went blank. Charging.
A lot of talent that is in WWE has crossed through the territory. So, it's like working your way up or coming back down. It's still a form of entertainment, which is really cool. I love it. Once again, I enjoy it. I also do comedy. I've been doing comedy for 15, 16 years at this game. So I love it. Done some wild comedy. I've been in some wild situations. How about that one?
Can
but
we talk about that on air? No.
Yeah, you can. I didn't say you did nothing freaky. I've been in some bad situations, wild situations. But I love bodyguard work. I love security work. That is fun. Now you want to ask me some questions? Oh, we can go all day. I've done security for pretty much anybody who's traveled through the Midwest, because we not only are contracted with Gainbridge Fieldhouse, but we're contracted with Lucas Oil Stadium now. And we've had Old National Center, Clips Music Center. I don't even know the name for it. We've had them, we've had the KFC Yum Center in Kentucky, Louisville. So I've done a lot of backstage stuff for a while.
So what made you get into that?
I was big.
The answer's a killer, man.
I've been in it like 20 years. What's deep about stop? Okay. Get out the way, move.
Okay.
No, right. But it grew to become deep. But at the time, I was like, my buddy was like, he should try security downtown. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot, And he was like, we can do all this stuff for free. And I was like, okay, we'll see. And it's changed over the years, but you've seen your happy sides, you've seen your disappointment. I've been disappointed by a lot of musicians behind the scene. You see a lot that goes on, because when you're security, they don't have to be impressive around you. They can be themselves. If you're paparazzi, if you're a fan, if you're meet and greet, there's kind of a side there. But when you're just security, you're a fly on the wall. Some things make you sad when you see it. Some things make you happy. So, and I chalked it up as maybe sometimes somebody's having a bad day. I give them 2 strikes. If I catch you again in another show and you still being evil, you're a moron.
So if you have given someone their 3rd strike, do you do work with them anymore, or do you be like, I'm good?
I get a paycheck, still good. No.
Oh, okay.
It's just my person.
That was, let's be clear.
No, they ain't tried to harm me. I mean,
Okay.
they may be idiots toward their friends, or they may be mean towards their fans. I've seen musicians mean towards their fans behind you. I don't see how mean some of these people can be. And you just be like, oh, wow, this is about the money. Yeah. So they're about their money, a lot of them. And some of them are genuine, nice. You're not going to catch nobody nicer than them.
Who has been your best experience? We won't talk about the B people. We want to highlight them. But who would you say?
Those are the best stories.
Oh, I mean, you can tell us stories.
Jill Scott's a beautiful person. She is nice.
That's glad.
Jill Scott,
because we love Jill.
Reba McEntire, excellent person. These are people I walk into. You just see them, you catch them. I can't remember which Clark sister it was, but she was sweet. And Byron Cage was a great guy. And a lot of times it just depends on their mood. The lead singer of the group, I can't think of Rob. What's his name? He did it with I don't want to do the song again. I can't think of the name of the song. I can't think. Not Stone Temple Pilots, but I can't think of his name. So I'll recant that one.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Run into some nice people. Nice over the years, just nice.
What's been your craziest story that you can share?
I can share anything. Anybody gonna it's me? You ain't gonna sue me.
You never know.
We've been looking for you. When do you clock out? When do you drop them fries for the last time? No. What's been some horrible experiences? Okay, so we'll give you some examples. Clay Aiken. I'm dating myself because I haven't seen this guy in the media in a while. Clay Aiken. So it's a concert. It's American Idol concert. It lets you know how old this is. And Clay Aiken's performing, and he has what you call claymates. And these are old women or young girls. And so it's American Idol concert, and there's different genres, and he's the main act. So he's coming on last. These elderly ladies have waited the entire show after hip hop, R&B, punk, pop to the very end. And we're looking at our clock, and we know that they have a curfew at Gamers. You have a curfew before they hit the power at the show.
Oh.
So 11:30. He's due to go on at 11:25 and perform till 11:55. It's 11:50, and we're laughing. We think he must really got some money. 11:53, take stage. 11:58, he walk off the stage. I said, "You're evil."
11:58.
I'll never forget the timing. I was like, "You're an evil man." Oh, he's evil.
11:58.
So I give every.
Right.
Oh, I've seen it get worse. I've city. I've seen the City Girls do worse. Like she came out and started a song, and I thought there was only one member of the City Girls because only one showed up. She got off stage, she clapped hands with the front row and walked home. Maybe 5 minutes tops on there.
Wow.
Because remember, your ticket says they're to perform. It doesn't say they're supposed to perform all your hits or every song.
I mean,
Never
but
says it.
amount of time that they supposed to go on and go off because
It depends on the contract. It depends on the contract. A lot of stand-up comedians get hit with that, but it depends on your contract. And most contracts, like I love Hall & Oates, love them, and they did probably
they still out here performing.
they did like 20 minutes, and I was mad because they didn't play my hits, and I was just like, that's it. It also depends on their mood. Then you have the opposite. Who won't leave? Tank won't leave.
You right.
Tank was supposed to get off stage at Old National Center at 11:45. It was 12:50, and he was on stage like, "Look, you want to hear one more hit?" And we was like, "No, get out, because I got to go
Sure,
home."
you said that, but a lot of other people was
Gotta go
like,
home.
go ahead and sing that song. I'm sure I would have been like, go ahead and sing that song. Take that shirt off and let's get it moving.
Well, you got to see them. We have to be there 4 hours before the show starts, and so we can't leave till the musician leaves. And you got your set list, like you said, we got a set list. They got a set amount of time. And you looking at it, and you like, okay, he got 2 songs left. And then you have creepy people who follow them show to show to show. These people exist. They're at every concert. They sit there and they meet up on Facebook, and there's groups of them. There are 40 or 50 of them, and they go to every show in every city. I don't know where they get the money from. I don't know why, and they follow every city. And I'll tell you,
Do you have people who do that to you?
like what? Follow me
Yeah.
for what, comedy?
Yeah.
Not yet.
No,
That's how you sell t-shirts. That's how you sell t-shirts. I don't want that's scary. I think that's kind of scary.
Creepy though, because
It's
I've been out
creepy.
of town to see Raheem Divine several times.
But you didn't go all around the country,
I
city
actually
after
did
city.
not. No.
And people don't understand, musicians are scared of y'all. Musicians are scared. Because what people don't understand, if you're on stage, because if you're in a barricade, you're maybe 4 feet in front of the musician. So 5 feet out is total darkness. It's total black. It's pitch black. They don't see nothing past 5 feet in front of that stage. So if you're on the 30th row with a poster, they don't see it. It's pitch black because the lights go out.
Yeah.
The peripheral vision only goes so far. So you're assuming that cup flying to the stage, that's lemonade in that cup. So and they get threats all the time. All the time. They never know who's going to attack them or rush them. And you get them people that be like, I need to get backstage. Do you know him? No, but that song he wrote was about me, and we need to talk, and I need you to move. And you'd be like, oh man, not another one. Because they're determined to get backstage. I've seen them try every way to get inside of a building. There are some people who just don't understand. No. So yeah, it's been some scary things happen.
I'm sure. What's been the craziest thing that's happened as a comedian? Oh, okay, you did that chuckle. I'm scared of this story.
So it became a thing behind the scenes after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. The comedians, you would hear them talking in the room. So we get in chat rooms that normal fans don't get into, where you can end up hearing from a real comedian. Y'all just chat it up, and word coming around, you don't put your hands on comedians. You don't touch comedians. You don't put your hands on them. And everybody's almost like a lynch mob of comedians. Like, God damn, we're gonna get on and get on stage. And you just get, so now what is considered a heckler, you got a lot of attention on you. Like, okay, you can heckle, that's okay. But ever since that little slap, you might get a chair thrown at you, player. Watch it. So, have we had crazy things? Yeah, because people don't know how to take a joke. You know, this is my job. I'm up here. I try not to heckle because I'm here to entertain people. And we're not going to spend 15 minutes, me and you going back and forth. People didn't pay for that. So you wipe them off and you keep it moving. But some people aren't getting embarrassed. And yeah, they've spent some time. You just, oh my God, this is ridiculous. They're telling them in the dressing room, going out the side door. Be some upset people, especially when you go to cities. Comedy shows take place anywhere. So I may not be from New York. I may not be from. I don't know. I've been in some situations where you be like, yeah, I got a police officer walk me to the car. I mean, neighborhood kind of rough. Keep the car running. We out of here after that. Both on the African American side and on the country music side. I did a comedy show at a motorcycle rally.
Did you know that going into it?
I had inklings. It was like a Hellfire Club motorcycle rally.
You said, yeah, let me do that.
It was cool. And one of the comedians, it was my second year there. They showed number love. I was the only black guy there. They showed number love, but the next year, there's a Caucasian comedian there. He talked about the bike leader's wife. I don't know how. Nope, it's time to go. No, it's not. We out of here. Because this is like real bikers. Like we're out in a cornfield as well. So this didn't take place at an arena or a bar. They had a big old barn fire and everything. And there's hundreds of bikers out here. Matter of fact, if you ever go north going to Chicago, you'll see that Nesquik symbol out there going up there, that big signal. So turn and go a mile west in a big old field. It happens every year. And he says he should start talking about a lady, and it was like, hey, it's the boss biker's wife. He wouldn't stop. He was just heckling. I can't stand when comedians heck people for no reason. It means you don't have any talent. You're not funny. If I got to spend my set talking about one person in the audience who's done nothing wrong, you're not funny. You're not going to make it. And they'd be like, how do you figure? Well, if you watch HBO special, Comedy Central special, how long do they spend talking about the audience? Never. They do a half-hour set or an hour set, and they go about their business. And if you fly off the swing or anything, you're not going to make it. That's not how comedy works. You can't turn a joke around that was done by kings of comedy and think most comedians aren't going to hear that and be like, you need to quit. So I don't know how we got there. Whenever I felt threatened, you get that talking, you just want to be like, oh my God, let me get on this rant. Let me tell you. But Indianapolis is filled with some heavy talent. And you don't realize that till you actually start to tour. You be like, man, Indianapolis guys are good. Guys and gals are heavy hitters compared, but you get intimidated by the city. I think Indianapolis can blow Las Vegas away in the battle of the comedians. Comedians that live there, not the people who travel there. So local talent. I just think we're funny. Let's be clear. I mean, I think we're funny and we're pretty much got the top talent of the Midwest.
Oh, that's good to know. Why you make that face, Athena?
No reason. I've been to a couple comedy shows, and there have been some very funny individuals.
Yeah.
Especially, I love a few actually, because what's the young lady? I see her all the time, and she talks about her hands all the time. Good Lord, she was sweaty hands now. I can't remember her name.
I know who you're talking about.
I'm friends with her on Facebook and everything, but she is such a funny young lady. But yes, we do have a lot of funny, talented comedians. Actually, a whole bunch of funny, talented individuals in the city in general. Some who are comedians, some are entertainers, some are just regular people on the street. So I can say that we do have a lot of, but it's a lot of material here too. And I'm sure that a lot of stuff that has been said or done has made it onto somebody's
David puts his head down and
yeah.
If you can turn pain into comedy, it's genius. If you can do it, because what goes in your head, you have to be able to throw it at an audience and it makes sense. Because what makes sense in our head may not go over with the crowd. Yeah. So comedy is it's show business.
Okay.
You got to remember the word business. You can be the funniest guy in the block and never leave McDonald's.
Okay. So I have a question because we're about to go to commercial break. I'll give you some time to think about it.
Okay.
So I would be curious, kind of, when you started your journey, like what was the prep work? How did you prepare for this journey? So just think about it. We'll go to a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
So stay tuned, Donald.
Have you subscribed yet to the free bi-monthly digital interactive ego magazine? No? Well, head on over to www.egoentertainmentnet.com to subscribe now. This magazine is all about supporting and showcasing excellence in communities everywhere, from music, arts and culture, relationships, education, politics, celebrities, food, and so much more. While you're flipping through the pages, just click on the buttons and social icons and you'll be taken to a whole other world behind the articles and ads. At Ego Entertainment, everyone is a star. There is something in it for everyone. And we hope you are positively impacted by what you see and will continue to support Ego Magazine. Track CBPD by Arulo. Did you know JQLM Radio provides media services like voiceovers, radio advertising, video flyers, and other audio and video services? Contact JQLM Radio today for your brand promotional needs at 317-886-0296 or email jqlmradio@gmail.com. JQLM Radio, real voices, raw entertainment, and relevant topics. Track What You Did by CXNST on soundcloud.com/officiallowpass. Music promoted by freestockmusic.com. Are you in need of a fresh perspective on relationships, wholeness, love, and transformation? Or are feeling consumed with hurts from the past and finding it difficult to overcome traumatic events? Well, contact licensed marriage and family therapist Sharon Mason of Love That Relationship. She can get you back on the road to building a healthy and loving relationship with yourself and others. Love That Relationship.
All right, so we are back and we have our lovely guest, Mr. David Big D Montgomery, so, in the studio today. And so I asked him to kind of tell us, like, how does he prepare? Because, I mean, I would imagine you're not just going on stage and just whatever comes to your mind. I would imagine you're prepared.
You'll be amazed what's happened on stage. So this can go many directions when you're on stage. You go to an open mic and you're just chilling with some friends and some buddies, and you cool with the host, and he just be like, "Oh, you want to go on stage?" You'd be like, "Not really," and he'd be like, "Cool." And just to mess with you and keep, metal sharp and metal, he'd be like, "And coming to the stage, Big D." You'd be like, "Huh? What?" So you have to just freestyle off the top of your head, either bring up some old jokes. So you have to learn to formulate the timeline of what they have. They say 5 minutes, they mean 5 minutes. 3 minutes, they mean 3 minutes. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. So you've got to, okay, when do I stop? When do I go home in my head? When do I go home? Because you have two kind of comedians. One that's keeping the house live and on fire and don't pay attention that your time is up, no matter how good you were. Give them some more tomorrow night. Or the one who's looking for that last laugh. Nobody's laughed. They've gone to get drinks. They staring at you. All the comedians backstage praying that you just get off the stage, and they won't get off the stage. And you just be like, man, please just say goodnight, folks. It's been great, and walk away. And go home and work on some stuff. We've all been bombed. Everybody's bombed. When we become a professional comedian and you watch TV specials, you see when they bomb on stage. Even on TV specials, they bomb.
When was the last time you bombed?
Last time I bombed. So, when's the last time I bombed? And I know the comedians listening in like last week. No.
Oh, no. And what do you constitute as a bomb? Maybe I should ask that.
Nobody's laughing.
So that's the definition. Nobody's
I
laughing.
just want to make sure
People looking at you and dang near heckling you. That's probably.
Seldom do they heckle. They just quiet, dead silence, just ignoring you. That's the worst they can do. None of my throw tomatoes, none of that. They don't start booing you, none of that. It's just right. Go get a beer or turn sidebar conversation. They turn to each other and start chatting it up. And the other comedians line up against the wall. So what you typically run into is what you call a cleanup mess, where 3 or 4 comedians have bombed on stage and you next. Now, you can set the building on fire, but you have to clean up a tired crowd who's frustrated. They've grown weary. What you got next for us? And now you have to clean up a bunch of messes that went ahead of you. So now you got to work extra where you thought you just kind of throw some old jokes. Now I got to go in there and lay the law down. Me and the promoter are gonna have a talk. He know what just happened. He know what I got to do. You know, sometimes you need to pull a funny person, and no matter who got there first and what the lineup looks like, if they're dying one after another, pull somebody that can drop a bomb. I don't care if they got there the last person. Put them in there because you need to blow up the scene. By blow it, you need to make people laugh. So if you got a dude who comes in late and there's a sign-up list, but you 5 people in and you heard a giggle all night, throw them in there. Do what you got to do because you're saving your crowd. I'm not worried about feelings of comedians. I'm worried about a crowd. They're the ones who paying. Your consumer, take care of them. So yes, the last, have I bombed? Yes, I have bombed. And sometimes you got, I bombed at this great open mic called Margarita Mondays, run by Mike Shaw and Aisha Brown. I bombed there. I didn't plan on bombing, but I bombed.
I mean, does anybody plan on bombing?
You can tell how before you walk on stage, you'd be like, because we mess with each other in the back room, we heckle, we laugh, and you just be like, I know I'm about to blow up when I go on stage. I don't want to admit this, but you'd be like, oh, you kind of get a feeling like, it's about to hurt. So that's happened before. I particularly don't like variety shows. You can't have 5 poets and then expect comedy because the mood of the room changes. Some comedians like that. They don't like other comedians, just they're the only comedian where you get 5 R&B singers and then this and now the comedian in the crowd. The mood of the room has shifted, especially when you get 8 or 9 death poets speaking death into the world. Now there's a comedian, you'd be like, I'm depressed. I'm now depressed. You want me to make this crowd laugh, and you know. So, but
that sounds like a good time.
You be like, but in the end, money talk. Money talk. So sometimes I'm one of those comedians that I have to, my mojo, everything has to be like right on sync. Like if you tell me at 9:15 you take the stage, 9:13, whoever you got up there, I'm hyped. I don't want to blow my wad before I hit that stage. And I look up and it's 9:45, 10:15, and you just in the back room like, I just don't even want to be here now. That's particularly me. I'm really one of those people that is driven by, I time everything. Everything is timed just right. My joke's ready. I'm hyping and drink a Red Bull. I'm great to take the stage. I'm great to wear this house out. And then we ain't started yet. This is happening. And dude won't get off stage. And by the way, they won't make 4 or 5 speeches before you go up. And the owner's niece want to do a poem and da 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 da.
So what I'm hearing is you're not a big fan of poetry.
I love poetry. I've done slams. I've done poetry. And I just feel it's space. It's its own genre. If you come to listen to poetry, you don't necessarily come to listen to comedy. If you come to listen to comedy, you don't really come to listen to an R&B song. It's just, I think the crowds are for the crowds. If I tell you it's a comedy show and it's been 2 comedians and 13 poets, you're gonna look at me like I'm crazy later on. You may have enjoyed yourself, but this is
I'm trying to think, have we ever went to a comedy show where people was doing too much?
No, because I think the last few comedy shows we went to were specifically for that, and they didn't have anything in between. It was straight comedy the entire time. I don't remember it being anything other than that. I don't think so either. I don't think so.
I try to think, have we ever been in that situation?
So you have 2 kind of comedy shows, and I call them 2 kinds. You have play by the rules, and you get the chitlin circuit. A comedy show should consist of an opener, a feature, the mainliner, the headliner, 3, including your host. That's technically a comedy show because people get bored after a while. I don't care how funny you are. I've watched them walk out on Corey Holcomb. I've watched them walk out on Cat Williams because they've had enough laughs for the night. You start at 9, opener does 5, feature does 20, headliner does 45 to an hour. We're done for the night. You have your host between. But I see a lot of comedy shows where there's 13 or 14 comedians on there.
That's a lot.
Talking about, I want you to headline. No, you don't. Everybody done gone home. They done stopped. The bars shut down. And I'm still waiting to go on stage. And you just be like mad at that point. Because I'm there to entertain people. and you be like, that's not, I done invited people, I done sold tickets, and my fans and them are waiting, like, when do you go up? You know how many times you look at your phone, when you next? 9 people ahead of me, player. So that happens. I'm horrible in front of friends and family, though.
I feel like that would make sense.
I'm horrible. I don't invite coworkers to my show. Nobody, because I just can't perform it. Now, you take me out of town, put me in front of people. I don't care if it's South Dakota or LA. I'm gonna tear the house down. Some reason when I'm not around people I know, and it's not that I do things differently on stage. I just like to introduce myself over and over again to a new crowd. So,
okay. So I think that means we're not getting invited to a comedy show because he knows us.
Well, he did invite us to one, but we both had something to do that day, so that's probably why we never got invited to another one.
That's it. We got the one.
No.
Yeah, but now it makes sense as to why it's not one of those things he pushes.
If you ever know,
I get that. Because you want people to support you, be like, I don't want to hear that now. That's what I would think.
I don't know what it is. Like, I'll give you an example. The part of comedy that gets depressing. So, you work on the same skit over and over again till it becomes muscle memory. But you ever look at the comedian and be like, how many times you gonna say that same joke? And although it's a new crowd, you yourself be like, I gotta say the same joke tonight again. I've said it so many times that it don't even have the Even if the crowd goes ballistic and laughs and screams and spits pop out their mouth, that's the ultimate compliment. Somebody spitting water out their nose or mouth. They're spitting their soda pop up.
That's the ultimate compliment.
It's the ultimate compliment. And you just be like, oh, here we go again. You get almost depressed that I have to say this line again. I've been saying this because it's the heavy hitter. It never fails. It saves your butt out of every comedy show. This is what you call a $500 joke. Meaning if I sell this joke, it's $500 for that joke. This is a big joke. But you've said it so many times, you're just like, if I have to formulate my mouth to say this one more time, but I need it. I can't live without it. So yeah, okay. It happens.
So since we're a mental health show, technically, well, we are, but we talk about so much other stuff that still comes back to mental health. What are some of the things that you do that are pre-show rituals and after show rituals to make sure that you're not mentally affected by you bombing or by the crowd messing with, everybody doing the poetry slams before your set? Like, what are things you do to protect yourself mentally?
Ooh, that's a good question. Here's your answer. So I deal with depression a lot. Now, it seems cliche, but I look at people and be like, no, I'm talking about the real depression. Not where you're wearing a gray suit staring out a window in a commercial depression. And I have to drink an energy drink before I hit the stage in like seconds. So if I crack the energy drink open, you'd be like, we got 4 more comedians. You'd be like, try to sip it slowly. So I have my attention deficit. Like, I can't write my jokes. I use the recorder on my phone and hit record and tell myself the joke and then play it back. I will sit in the car moments before I walk on stage and write a set list. Just write down my arm, the set list, because I'm not good at sitting down, writing out the jokes and memorizing them. That's just not me. I have thousands of jokes on 4 different phones, notebooks stacked in the house, and I still be on stage like, I can't think of one thing to say to this audience. So mental preparation, like I'm not a crowd person, believe it or not. So I'll sit in my car and somebody will text me, you up next. Where's he at? I'm right here. I'm great. Come on stage. And then when I'm done, I'm going right back in the car and sitting. It's pre-gamers energy drink for me. Definitely energy drink. But the more I've had to put, I've enjoyed putting God in my life. I'm like, Lord, help me. You've given me the jokes. Help me to deliver them. It's that delivery, getting them there. And I don't mean delivery on stage. It's me getting out that car. I have had shows where I sat in the car the whole time. Shows where I was at home and the show started at 7 and this 6:20 and I'll be like, I'll be there 6:30. 6:30. I'm not the first one on stage. I'm not the second one on stage. I wonder what can I tell him happened to me on the way to the show. So, and that came and haunted me probably about 2018, 2019. I messed up real bad. I just got into a slumper and I must have took a year or 2 off because I was fighting depression really bad. A lot of comedians say they fight depression, and they probably do. It's not what you think it is. I would love to have a job where I just run my mouth for money. That's the ultimate free job. Y'all know me. I'm a heckler. I'm a comedian. And somebody's like, you know what? I'm going to give you $500 for what you just did. You'd be like, thank you. There have been times you just sat in the parking lot and be like, I can make it at the next show. I can make this money up. I'll come back and do a free show. It happened. You'd be amazed. So my prep before a show is I get prayed up, and I'm starting to work on memorizing my jokes better. And then it's always repetitiveness because you don't ever want to go on stage and not feel the joke coming out of your stomach. You don't. I can tell you a joke and you'd be like, it didn't feel realistic. But once you start firing off jokes and you start doing it consistently, it becomes, and you work the joke. It's the thing in comedy we call working the joke. So you can tell a joke, and I tell you, you got 15 minutes on stage and you blow through your jokes in 3 minutes. You didn't work on no jokes. You didn't stretch the joke. You didn't, if I tell you a joke, I have a joke where I say to the audience, I say, it's 2023, I'm a new dad. People are giggling, they do the clap. Now I'm at clap, and then you say, oh, hold your applause. She's 13, the state just caught up with me. And they start laughing. Okay, so you got to work on this joke because technically that would be the end of the joke, but you got to work on it. So I'll go into a little bit further. I said the other day she's gonna have an attitude with me. These little kids always got these attitudes. She was like, "Daddy, how come the lights ain't on in the house?" And I was like, "Baby girl, I don't know why. Then your name." And wait till she gets that Netflix bill. She got mad and she mumbles under her breath. You know what? Hey. Now, that joke, should nobody under the age of 25 get that joke? Because I don't think nobody's ever actually seen a Fat Albert cartoon who's under 30.
My daughter has. And she's 23. She used to love Fat Albert. But anyway, go ahead.
I get what you're saying, though. It's
Yeah. Thank you, Athena. Thank you. Thank you.
Saying.
Some people were meant to live with cats. And
some just meant to bomb all the time. But anyway, go ahead.
I don't get paid to tell jokes. I get paid for the attempt. Thanks, Dave Chappelle. And so it was one of them things, and you laugh and you say, okay, she called me Fat Albert. What's Fat Albert though? In the cartoon, Fat Albert is only 220, 225. I ain't seen that since 3rd grade. Thank you, baby. Fat Albert was only big to the kids around him. He was never like, so you keep the jokes. You work the jokes. You start to, I always tell people, whatever's going on in society, change it up a little bit. Change it up. Whatever you can do. People tell jokes about ghosts. Halloween time. Let's talk about my house being haunted. No, how come you ain't never seen an overweight ghost? We the flatliners of America. So you start telling jokes about overweight ghosts. How do you know somebody's overweight and they're a ghost if ghosts are invisible? Well, good. What does a ghost say? Ghosts say stuff like, ooh, get out. Ooh, don't come back. I knew it was overweight ghost because he was like, ooh, you're going to eat that. Oh, God. What? So you work into the joke. Try not to do, I don't like doing shows with a lot of heavyset guys. If we all got the same material, it can get scary. Like, we're beating up each other all the way throughout the whole set. So I like the show I got coming up on June 3rd because they all know how to stretch the joke out. They know how to go into other things besides their weight. And that is talent. There's got to be more to you about, you can have jokes about your weight, but after a while, the crowd will just start feeling sorry for you. So you got to be able to just tell jokes. I make fun of things. What was the worst thing I made fun of? I was in court one day. It wasn't my fault. I was in court. I was in court about a car that I had purchased from a buy here, pay here years ago, and it finally made it to court. And the judge was real cool. The brother was real sympathetic. And he was like, well, what do you do for a living? He was like, I'm a comedian. He's like, tell us a joke. And like, once again, off the fly, who was going to court to tell a joke? I was like, police officers here, black people, there's cults here. I said, how come when a young man got shot by the police officers, nobody really wondered what happened to the Skittles?
Wow.
The whole courtroom froze. I said, he gave me permission to tell a joke. He gave me permission. And he just seen the courtroom was just like, where's the evidence? Wow. And he just, and I walked out the courtroom. I was just like, he gave me permission. You should seen the judge's face. He was like, oh, brother, man.
Did it help you to tell that joke?
I'm sorry?
Did it help your case?
It was over. It got dismissed,
okay,
and he was
okay,
like,
okay.
"Oh, you're a comedian." Well,
Gotcha.
I didn't do that until I knew I was home free. I watched enough Law and Order to know it was over.
Okay. All right.
So you mentioned the show on the 3rd. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and where people can find tickets to the
Yes,
show?
yes. June 3rd at Wonderful Bar and Grill, 6880 Pendleton Pike Way. Host Mike Shaw. We're gonna have a lot of comedians there. D-League comedian gonna be there. That Bama boy is gonna be in the house. I'm gonna be featuring on that show. Facebook, you can hit up Mike Shaw on Facebook. You can pay at the door. So we're gonna have commercials. We got promos coming up. Everybody's doing like commercials for this show. We're really pushing this show. So working on some wild commercials. So
Ooh.
I always go out of the ordinary.
How about the tickets?
Tickets are 10 in advance.
Okay. And at the door?
Probably like 15.
Okay. Are there any minimums people need to know about? Because some bars, I know they say you got to buy 2 drinks and things like that. Any minimums?
No, just
Okay.
come to Lab. Bring minimum of a lot of people with you.
Gotcha. So you heard it here first.
Yes.
Well, 2nd, 3rd, maybe 4th. That there's
You heard it here.
you heard it here again. June 3rd. And what time is it start again?
I believe it's 8 o'clock showtime.
Is it
8
8-ish
o'clock.
or is it 8 o'clock?
Are you CP? Are you
It's run by all black people, so I mean,
okay, so more like 8,
but it's worth
35?
but it's worth the wait. It's gonna be a hilarious comedy because I know the talent on this show. It's gonna be hilarious.
Okay.
This is not an open mic where does everybody show up at the show with like flutes and banjos, and you gotta wait like 32 comedians and heavy hitters on this show.
So-
Anytime I get excited because I'm a sitting audience, I know I'm gonna laugh. Yeah, this is gonna be a good show. Gonna be some pop coming out of people's noses. So
there's no poetry before to warm up, is what he's saying.
Yes.
mm-mm.
Is this all clean comedy or just
No, just a little bit of all flavor. I myself am clean comedy.
Okay.
You got some heavy hitters on there though, so it's a little bit for everybody. So
Okay.
Okay, so on that note, we have to take a quick commercial break. So stick and stay. We'll be right back.
If you're tired of hearing the same music and content every 5, 10, or 15 minutes on air, then check out JQLM Radio for the realest, rawest, and most relevant variety of music, talk shows, and more. Start your days with a little bit of gospel and gospel rap from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All of my life, I've never known you to fail. You deliver me, 'cause all I seem to do is coming and breaking it down with that wicked style, man. We really be living it out, don't miss it.
Then get into some hot R&B.
Say baby, what you doing? Excited.
Some hip hop.
Falling in deep with the quicksand. Flag on my head, oh quick run. I was packing on the pound, got my
Look, once upon a time, and I heard that.
A little bit of pop.
watermelon sugar, strawberries.
And some neo soul for the rest of the day. JQLM Radio, real, raw, and relevant.
Holds my hand.
Hey, it's your girl, Lady J, and this is a special public service announcement. The Gallery Event Center of Indianapolis, Indiana is now an official partner. If you are a client of mine and you are in need of a venue to book your next event, then book with the Gallery Event Center today, who offers all-inclusive packages at extremely affordable prices. But wait, there's more. You are able to book custom all-inclusive packages that have been tailored exclusively for Lady J's clients. And yes, that includes the Ego Entertainment Network clients too. Connect with me today at ladyj.co to receive your promo code and visit the Gallery Event Center located at 5852 East 82nd Street or call 317-534-6399 and visit their website at thegalleryeventcenter.com. This has been a special public service announcement by Lady J. Love y'all. Deuces. Are you or someone you know accomplishing some amazing things in the community, or is just an inspiration to many? Apply to be featured on the cover of Ego Magazine, a bi-monthly digital interactive publication under the Ego Entertainment Network brand. Apply to be featured in other sections such as education, business, media and entertainment, community leader, author of the month, or artist of the month. Visit www.egoentertainmentnet.com to apply today. Track Island Beat by Arulo.
Oh, we're back now. Okay. So we sorry. Sorry, we wasn't prepared for that commercial break.
Nope, I got a mouthful of water. No Tyron, don't say nothing crazy. So, but yes, I had a mouthful of water. My bad. Okay, we only got about about 7-8 minutes left in the show. This show went quick. Jeez. Okay, but anyway, go ahead with your question.
Well, one of my questions was, I feel like I have a couple questions. Trying to think of the best one that I want to ask.
Ask all of them.
We got 13 minutes, so you got rapid fire.
Oh, okay. We won't do rapid fire because my brain's not gonna go that fast. So, what made you decide to do clean? Have you always done clean comedy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was that always intentional?
Yes.
Because
I didn't get into comedy until after I got into church.
Oh.
I think I would have been a fireball before church. I think I would have been on TV because I knew I was what I was like before church. I knew I was a raunchy dude before church. Told all kind of little nasty jokes at work and all that. I knew how I was before church, and I'm kind of glad I got in church first. So I wanted to keep it clean. I talked to a comedian. He said, "How many comedians you know cuss make it on TV?" He said, "How many do you know are actually, if you ever get on and at the time, great time my age again, he was like, if you ever make it to like prime time, ABC, NBC, how many people cuss? How many people get to cuss on TV and act nasty on TV? Not many." He said, "Keep it clean, gonna make it all the way through the end." And I've always, when I would listen to comedians, I was gonna say Bill Cosby in the 70s. I didn't know, so let it go.
I mean,
so they didn't need to cuss. Or when I watched VH1 used to have a comedy hour back when I was a kid, and they didn't cuss, but they still made me laugh. If you can make me laugh without cussing, that's talent. And I mean, spit up my drink, laugh, that's talent. I mean, it is what it is. Some people cuss. I've listened to comedians that cuss and I laugh my butt off. So I'm not gonna say people, "Oh, you evil little monster." It's just not for me. It's not for me. I've never cussed on stage in 15 years. I've never. Have I wanted to? Has it crossed my mind? Definitely. I think if you count saying the N-word on stage, yes, I've said the N-word on stage a lot. And I stopped that. I try to stop it as much as but you hear the joke and you be like, which is funnier? Which is going to really, you got to catch yourself and be like, no, I'm trying to get away from that. So definitely.
Okay. So you stayed clean. Was you about to answer a question?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Would you say that's kind of the thing that sets you apart from other comedians?
Depending on the show, because there are some clean gospel comedians out there. Donald Show Martin, for one. Josiah Jones, Kay Webb. These guys are just hilarious, clean comedians in the industry. So when you're at a show, people will ask, "Well, you're a gospel comedian. What are you doing at this show? They're drinking liquor and cussing." And I think to myself, Jesus didn't come back for the saved. He came back for the unsaved. So the object is set the example. If I'm not perfect, then I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to be raunchy either. So, yeah, I mean, because it's like, what, you only going to do church shows? You only going to entertain people? Just still be yourself. Is it harder? Yes. Yes, it can be harder because people, you hear they ain't in the mood for all that. You come here to laugh and have my drink on. And, sometimes you'll tear the house down, and sometimes what'll work here won't work there. It's one thing I learned. You got to adjust your set, but don't ever compromise who you are as you're adjusting your set.
What's been one of the biggest lessons you've learned by being a comedian?
Know your worth. And what I mean by that, I've been telling jokes. I mean, I've been a comedian since I was a child. I was been an entertainer. I've often felt it was different from being attention seeking. I've sat in class with the attention seekers. They were really bad. But anytime I can stop the teacher from sending me out to class because she can't stop laughing, I don't think that's attention seeking. I think it's just being funny. And the bell ring, we laugh. She's like, "Don't do it no more." And, and I never made people pay at my expense where I'm entertained by making fun of this kid. I was actually the opposite. I defended the kids who were getting made fun of, so I didn't think that was right. What was your question again? I messed it up
It's
that
okay.
quickly.
No, you're fine. You were
Oh,
saying
no,
that
no,
I
rant.
said what was the biggest lesson? You said knowing your worth.
Knowing your worth. So if I've been doing this long, to have somebody be like, hey, I want what you charge, and I'd be like, for real? This is what I do normally. If I'm on the clock, I'm off the clock. I got a third eye. I'm just always entertaining somebody. So for somebody to stop and be like, how much you want to keep doing this? You almost be like, I don't want to take advantage of this dude. I'm gonna tell jokes on the way there, on the way home, in bed, in the shower. I'm gonna keep telling jokes to myself. I gotta jump charge. I feel bad that I feel like I'm taking advantage of you to come tell jokes at your show, and then you have other comedians be like, no, charge them. Charge them. Mama said, if you're good at it, charge them. So then you charge them, then you feel bad because she'd be like, I'll charge you a little something. And I had talked to some comedians. They was like, no, this is show business. This is a business. You charge them for that hotel room. You charge them to pay you. This is what you charge them for gas to bring you here. This is why a lot of people don't make it, because they don't know the business side of showbiz. Give you a quick one. I didn't know. I couldn't wait in the beginning of my career to headline, to open up for big time comedians. And I was working security at Old National Center. And a big time comedian came to me and said, you never try your hardest. I said, I don't get it. What do you mean? He said, you can never, ever allow yourself to be funnier than the main act. So when you see a comedy show and the dude just kind of opener to just kind of blah, you'd be like, I'm funnier than him. I need to be on the tour with him. No, you don't. He was told to water it down. He's only to just lighten the crowd up. That's his only job. You were never to try to take over a show. You'll never try to be bigger than the star. That's how you stay on tour longer. It's business, because you can say, I was on tour. You saw me on tour with such and such, and that'll get you your own bookings. And then you headline, and then you tear the house down. But you never try to be funnier. It comes from the old MC Hammer Vanilla Ice, where Vanilla Ice took over the tour. They had to kick him off the You Can't Touch This tour because he came bigger than Hammer.
I really don't remember Vanilla Ice being on that
Oh,
tour.
I'm telling my age again.
I
think I remember hearing that on the story.
1991.
They told about it.
I was in high school. I remember it like it was yesterday. It's really sad.
don't remember Vanilla Ice being on that tour.
I remember it wasn't on a documentary though.
It might have been.
I thought it was on a documentary. It talked about how,
And it was the big tour, the You Can't Touch This tour.
I mean, I remember the tour, but I don't remember
This is the
Vanilla
biggest
Ice.
tour.
Maybe I wasn't looking for
He came out that
Vanilla
Ice Baby, and
it makes sense because they were similar, but
Yeah.
he came, crossed over, and
Yeah.
so that we've always, and I've learned one thing about major league comedians: watch what you say in front of them. Watch what you say. I'm not gonna say the comedian's name, but I was like, well, how do you get big? He was like, let me hear your best joke. And I said, no. Because in the end, if he walks on stage and tells my joke, who do you believe? Me or him? And my joke is lost forever, and I can't challenge him for it because he's bigger than me.
Isn't that what they said about Leslie Jones? Like, she takes everybody's jokes and
it's some stillers out there. It's some stillers out there. They will steal right from under you, word for word, verbatim. So now on YouTube, they kind of put your video against an old video, and they see you steal word from word. I've watched it, and it made me not want to tell the jokes online, like social media. I didn't want to tell the jokes. The comedian said, tell the jokes, tell them on Instagram, tell them on Twitter, because now you've timestamped when the joke was originally told, and nobody's told the joke before you. Anybody comes up with that joke, you got them, no matter how big they are.
So this is just the business part of me. Like, I'm assuming you can't like trademark or anything like that, but like, how do you protect yourself in that situation?
They try to play it off by saying, oh, it's a compliment. If somebody steals your material, you're so great. No, that's a $500 joke. So some cats meet them after the show. Some people walk up on them. Hey, dog, that's I have a joke. Everybody knows that daughter joke is a Damon joke throughout the country. I've been telling a joke 15 years. I have the video and everything to prove it. If I see a comedian come up on stage, I'll call him out. That's my joke in front of everybody. And promoter everybody know, don't steal my joke. Now, is there an ideal of going close to a joke? That happens all the time. Like, for instance, Jay Morinton, Jay, I think a young man's name, I'm a basketball fan. He's all in the news. Comedians are going to be eating that up. You're not stealing if we both have jokes about him. You're not stealing. It's what's in social media. Trump jokes. I mean, they're all in the soul. I'm not stealing, but they can be close.
Gotcha.
But but what you don't want, if I got a Trump joke, you got a Trump joke, you got a Trump joke, she got a Trump joke, somebody needs to drop their joke for the night because now we sounding.
Sounded the same. Okay. So we down to our last like 4 minutes or so.
Oh,
I
sorry.
know it. No, why are you sorry?
All right.
So,
'Cause I feel like I'm
This is
being the
your
one.
this is about you.
I ain't heard no from Athena. Please tell us more, Athena. You have more questions, Athena? You ain't said nothing all night.
Oh, I think you've answered all my questions. I guess the last thing, or one of the last things we like to do with our guests is there anything that you would like to leave as a lasting impression for those who are listening, as far as who you are as a person, who you are as a comedian, or something that you are aspiring to be? Like any last moment you would like to share with us?
Oh man. I know you hear this a lot with a lot of comedians. I just want to be original. I just want to be me. I just want to, you'll never hear my jokes nowhere else because I'm the originator of the joke. I wanted to tell other people jokes, but then in my heart, I was like, but it's not you. It's not. I've heard some jokes online. I've heard jokes at open mics where the dude told a horrible joke and you'd be like, I could blow that joke up, and I won't do it. It's been tempting, but I won't do it. You'll never hear my jokes somewhere else because I authored the jokes by myself. I'm getting back on a horse. Like I said, I took a slumper. I was gone for a few years, and you'll always in the back of your mind, you'd be like, but you're such and such years old. You should have started in your early 20s. That haunts you. That always haunts you. How far would you be now? But I love what I do. I love what I do. More committed to it, probably more now than I ever been. I'm very much committed to this art, this craft. They say the ultimate goal of comedians is to get your own sitcom show on TV. A lot of people say, oh, that's far-fetched. That's impossible. No, it isn't. And especially when you're surrounded by comedians who have made it.
Okay.
I've rode up and down the streets. I've hung out with Miss Pat. I've done shows with her. I've done shows with a lot of comedians. And you'd be like, yeah, one day you're going to make it. And you look up and they made it. You look up and you're doing security at the National Center for them. And y'all laugh. And they'd be like, man, you need to get back in this game. You just be feeling bad. But yeah, I don't know if that fully answered your question, Athena.
If that is your answer to the question. So now that you said that, I mean, you are on currently one of the entertainment networks in the Midwest, and it is definitely up and coming as far as the television. So you never know, you might need to talk to Lady J about having your own television spot. So because we do all around entertainment. So
Lady J, I pay cash.
I think you should charge him double because he got 2 jobs. But anyway,
How do the people get in contact with you and tell us again about the upcoming show?
Oh, definitely. You can hit me up on Facebook under my name, Damon Montgomery. Also, you can hit me on the IG network under Montgomery Damon. It's just Damon Montgomery backwards. So definitely. Also hit up comedian Mike Shaw. Hit up D. Lee. These guys you can catch. Also, come out to Margarita Mondays on West 86th Street, hosted by Aisha Brown and Mike Shaw. You can get your tickets there as well.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. We'll have you back, I'm sure, in the future to tell more jokes and to tell more stories. Yeah. So I guess let's see. What do we have coming up? We got a few things coming up. So please go
we gotta finalize this. Come on.
But one thing I know for sure we have coming up is
Scare Summer.
Yes, Scare Summer, September 9th. This is year number 2. We'll be at the Baby Car Glick Pavilion. It'll be an all-day event. So if you are a vendor who does anything in caregiving, that means you have a home-based business that you care for the elderly or some people who are in need, mental health practices, if you have transportation business, anything that could be used for caregiving services, please hit us up. You can go to our website, www.empoweredlivinginc.net, under the events tab and click on there for more information and to register as a vendor. We can only have so many of each type. So the sooner you get in, the faster you can get in. But let's see. I pretty much just go to our website because it's
our website. Get on our newsletter list.
Yes, please.
We'll have some stuff finalized by the end of this week.
That's what she said last week. But anyway, no.
That's the goal. It's always the goal.
Stay tuned for the next shows that are coming on tonight. If you would like to have your own show on this platform, please hit up Ego Entertainment to see how you can be on the platform. You better get in now before we blow up too big and you're going to be able to get in. I'm just saying. So God bless y'all. Have a great rest of the week. And
Thank you for having me,
Yes,
everybody.
thanks for coming.
Thank
on.
you, Lady J. Thank you, Renata.
Have an amazing week.
You ain't got to shout me out.
I
I
was-
got to take mine.
I had water in my mouth. I'm sorry, Athena.
Mhm.
Thank you, Athena.
It's no problem. He'll be back in 6 months. Bye, guys.
Okay, good job.